I don't think I was a part of the first talks, but Kathleen Kenkel's encouragement to the community, I remember, was that to start something like a spirituality center would be very much what she would hope to bring forward. So I remember her offering it to us just as a community to give us that information of what she was thinking and what she was looking to possibly do. I think that's where the vision really came from, was her experience. And also the time of history was more and more people were searching for personal private retreat places rather than all of us going in big bunches to hear speakers. So it was also a time of history where more persons may be looking for a place that she had envisioned this could be. That's my sense of the beginning.
I think part of the beginning also was the vision of the community. I have this little document, I don't know where it came from, but it indicates that the general board at the time requested that there be a spirituality center created. And that was in 1982, I believe. And at that time, then, this east end of the building was designated as the place for the spirituality center. And as you said, Jolene, I think there was a need for us to be trained to be spiritual directors and retreat directors. And so that was part of that vision, to invite sisters and others to become trained in being spiritual directors and retreat directors. And I remember I was in that first group that was asked to participate, and it was an exciting time.
Yes. And I think that just so fits our history. Whenever there was, a need, we saw, like just as you were mentioning, that we have a need for spiritual directors and retreat directors. Okay, then let's do it.
Yeah.
And we had a need for teachers, so we start the normal school, and we had doctors needed nurses. We'll become nurses, and now we're going to become spiritual directors. So we just do that. We respond.
Yeah, and there are some forward-thinking people, like you mentioned, Sister Kathleen. And in this history book, I was just checking on some of those data myself, and it said there was a personal growth and development task force that was appointed with Fran Furter as the chair, and then she and 6 other members were to identify congregational needs and make recommendations. And this idea of Spiritual Direction Center came from that. So they did a good deal of study about the formation of places like that, and it was happening around in other communities too. So that, gave an impetus to, like, it's not pie in the sky or, something that's not pertinent to the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
So I think Sister Kathleen, as director, was here probably for a good year, kind of organizing and preparing things. And it wasn't until the next year, 1985, that this place was formally dedicated as the Franciscan Spirituality Center. And Bishop John Paul was a bishop at that time, and he was at that ceremony, and blessed the center and all of us. So it seems like such a long time ago, but it's 40 years.
40 years. It is a long
So I guess it is a long time ago. Yeah. But before all that, this building had been used for so many other things in our
Such
history.
as, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I remember when I came to the community in 1953, this was a part of the formation wing, as it were. And this was a study hall, and I can tell you exactly where my desk was, right over there. And every time I come in here, it's like, one of those memories kind of surfaces for me. But before that, I think it was a museum, wasn't it?
Oh, way before that.
Way before that.
Before you
Before
came.
that,
Yeah,
this was the college.
the
Yeah.
college, that's
Before
right.
that, it was a normal school.
Mhm.
And when we had the tour before, when the renovation happened now, then Tracy was here and gave me a few more things from the history of the building. So originally, there was just a normal school for the sisters, and then people in town or around who wanted to become teachers also came here. Then it was outgrown in size, so they extended it a little farther, kind of almost where the entrance is, not quite that far, but anyway, similar to that. And then they outgrew that, and the normal school was, it seemed like the only one, but I'm not sure about that. At any rate, with that overload of persons and not enough space, they decided to do the college. So that it began at that time. And that was, let's see, probably the early upper 30s and early 40s, something like that. Because my sister came in
War.
44.
During the-
oh,
yeah.
34. Oh no, that's true. 30s. Okay, so then they built the college, and she would talk about, they moved the library. All the kids in the town around here took book by book up to get all the materials over the library. Then it was used as the postulancy and all of that, as you mentioned. And then after that, when the college was needing the room that was the museum, they moved the museum over here. And then when the idea of the spirituality came about, they knew they needed that space also. So they took whatever with the museum thing. Some they sold, some it says in the book they took over there. I don't remember that part, that it was, again, brought back to the college building. I can't remember.
It was.
It was, okay.
I remember our staff, maybe you remember this, Mary Catherine, that we, that was one of the things we focused on as a staff, to take a little time away. We did hermitage days here.
Yes.
And, I think we had someone come to speak about hermitages. Trying to think of, he was a Franciscan father.
Yeah.
And then, we did some research, from the documents. And we had the person who was in silence, and then the caregiver, the person who, kind of waited on him.
Yes, I
You remember
remember that. Yes,
Thank you.
learning how to
Yeah.
do that. Yes.
So we took that idea, kind of out of the houses, hermitage,
Just like, yes.
and brought it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. It is right. That is right. Yeah, many of the same programs, they keep cropping up. Yes, yes, yes. So we had dreams and yoga. If some of we around this table, we remember Sister Laurie and Peter Rick and Sister Arlene. They taught.
Mossman.
They taught yoga. Marian Mossman went and learned Tai Chi, and she taught Tai Chi. And many people still remember Marian's classes. They would comment on that. So again, I think what it just always reminds me of is, we always say, the signs of the time tell us what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And sometimes we're a little ahead, and sometimes we're a little behind. But that's always seems to be what we're, our guiding star is what are the signs of the time now?
Yeah, and it seems when there's a readiness, it might be a completely different kind of program, but it might be kind of a twist on what we had done before. Like there was a journey program, I remember.
Yes.
We did things with mandalas. When I came, I brought icons.
Yeah, art.
And art and beauty have been such a continuous thread through all these years. 20 years ago, when we celebrated the 20 years, we had a display of all of FSPA art in this whole section here. I remember carrying it all over
Yeah.
from the archives, you know, and putting it on the walls and displaying it. And we had big crowds come to see the art, you know, that our sisters had done. And so I think that whole sense of beauty, which is so Franciscan, has been a thread that has kind of led through the history. And the icon retreats and workshops, of course, have been one of my favorites. But, you know, they began in 2002, was the first one, and they're still going.
Yes.
2 or 3 a year. And, you know, that one of the things that I think is so important about that program was the fact that it brought in people from all different traditions.
Yes.
You know, there were Greek Orthodox, you know, there were Byzantine Orthodox. There were Catholics. There were persons who were not Catholic. There were men and there were women, and they would come from different directions all over the country. You know, so it was a way, I think, of expanding our sense of acceptance and hospitality.
Yes.
You know, to whoever showed up. And that is a theme too. I think that has been very important throughout the years, you know, and still is.
Yes.
At that time, too, I think we were still offering things that were around scripture, and we had speakers come in for retreats and things of that kind. What I see a major dynamic that now is really flourishing is so many of the programs now are dealing with life experiences, trauma, death, grief, and all of that. And I think to myself, yes, because I think our culture had moved from something more stable in our religious traditions, more stable in our businesses, more stable, so we wanted to learn more about all of those or whatever. But now we are really in tune, I think, with what are the dynamics that are necessarily wanting to be explored in a place where it's safe, place where it can be heard. So that, I don't know if I jumped ahead to anything, but I think that's what I sense has been a major piece. And again, I think that's who we are as FSPA. We have always read the times. What are the times? What's happening? Where's the need? What can we offer? What will it be? What will it provide as far as safety, privacy, not speaking, you know, out of whatever, respect, really. So I think that is also very significant for now to celebrate what will continue to evolve very quickly, probably. A lot of the things will go very quickly. And look at the kinds of presenters we have now. We have a whole different range also of presenters of the programs, because they're the ones that have the expertise, they're the ones that have the life experience. And so I think, you know, back then we had more religious women or men that were doing the programs or guiding them, which was part of that time of the church opening up.
But I think I think too, that's, you know, when we look at the changes that have gone on, it's just what you said. You know, we started small and we responded to that, and then we just kept responding to and changing with what are the needs now. which, wonderful. I mean, that we didn't cling to the
Right.
what.
It's just kind of interesting how these themes kind of weave in and out. And you mentioned, grief and loss. I think a lot of healing has happened here.
Yeah, a lot of healing.
A lot of healing, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very appropriate.
That's a great word.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And you hear people talk about well, healing and the peace that they experience, and I just think of really all of the prayers that have gone on in these rooms through the years.
Yes. Yeah.
Even when we came and didn't know what we were doing. I mean, the prayer of that.
Right.
But I just always think, there's just a lot of good energy in these spaces here.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and we pick up on that
Yes.
even 40 years later.
Yeah.
I did think
And
of-
where else can people today talk about spirituality? That's definitely not a topic that you have on the emails and on the that kind of thing. And so I'm wondering too if that isn't something too that has become much more aware in people's lives. Oh, there is something else inside of me that I want to touch into, and it is our spirit, and where is that nurtured? So I think there's kind of resurgence of that, and we see that with some of the things that come out, like the Richard Rohr things, or the things that are available now on computer, of people getting inspirational messages. People are looking, I think, for something that'll be a key thought to, and I think that's what the center also represents, the freedom to be able to say, you know what, my spirit is a little dull right now. What can I find that might encourage something deeper than just the everyday ways?
a lot of invitation to self-knowledge,
Yes. Yeah.
and then what do you do with when you learn more about yourself? How does that change you? And how are you with others because of you know yourself better?
Yeah. Yes, that's the thing. We start small, and then it has grown. It's grown. So has everything else. The programming has grown. The clientele, the people that come here, the numbers are greater than they were. But we started it, and that's
yes, definitely.
yeah. You build it and they'll come, isn't there somebody that said that? So what do we hope for this place?
Let's keep it going.
Yes, let's keep it going. Yes.
What was Nancy's line? Hope sees what is yet to be.
Yes.
Hope sees what is yet to be.